So I woke up one morning this week and saw some snow outside and thought to myself, well, this is really pretty, but quite unexpected in southern Texas. I went about my morning routine, turned on a faucet to brush my teeth, and this happened. I couldn't get any water to come out of my faucet. Turns out that pretty snow froze my pipes. I immediately went and turned the water off using the main water shutoff valve. Just reach in, grab the lever, and pull until it's perpendicular with the pipe. If it's perpendicular, that means that the water is shut off. I was relieved to find out that I could actually turn the water off. And the reason why is because if the water was frozen at the valve, I wouldn't have been able to turn the lever, and I wouldn't have been able to turn this little ball that's inside of the valve in order to turn the water off. So if there was a lot of resistance, it would mean that the water was frozen at the valve. But since I could turn it, it wasn't frozen, meaning that the inside of my house, the inside pipes were still fine. It was just the exterior that I needed to worry about. There is one little section of pipe that runs from the ground into the exterior wall, into that shutoff valve that you saw earlier in the video. And this section is the part that I believe to be frozen because it's the only part of the pipe that's actually exposed to the cold weather. So I came up with a solution that I wanted to share with you guys. And it did actually thaw out my pipe, and all I needed was just some items that you would find in a typical household. The first thing I did was wrap the heating pad around the pipe. After the heating pad was in place, I took 2 towels and wrapped them around the heating pad. You can see the green one goes around the front and the blue one goes around the top. And the reason for the one on top is to trap the heat in close to the pipe and to stop it from escaping, because usually heat travels upwards. And then I took 2 pieces of string and wrapped them around the top and the bottom, just to secure the towels in place. Then tuck those towels in tight so that everything stays nice and warm. It doesn't look pretty, that's for sure, but just remember this is a temporary solution to your problem. Next, I grabbed an extension cord and plugged in the heating pad. I propped the extension cord up on a couple of bushes just so that it was off the ground. I also wrapped a towel around that too, because when the snow starts melting and everything starts getting wet, I didn't want any electrical problems to add to my frozen pipe problem. Then turn that heating pad on high and start warming up that pipe. I recommend waiting at least 2 hours before you try to turn the water back on and see if it works. And if you can wait longer, that would certainly be better. Your pipes have more time to warm up and completely melt that ice. All that's left to do is turn the water back on. 2 things to keep in mind when you're doing this is that you want to make sure that you have an open faucet running somewhere in your house. And you also want to turn the water back on somewhat slowly. If you turn the water back on too fast, there is a potential that it could cause some damage to your pipes. So go slow. I can't tell you how relieved I was when the water started flowing again. But this also brings up some other concerns that you should be aware of. When your pipes freeze, there's the potential that your pipe is going to burst. And it could happen anywhere along the length of the pipe. And so what you really want to be wary of is any leaking caused by any damage to the pipe that the ice might have caused. One way to check for this is to turn off all of the water in your house and then locate your water meter. Mine is located in the ground between my street and the sidewalk. Open it up and you should see a meter in there that tracks your water usage. Take a picture of your meter or write the number down and then wait about 30 minutes. During that time, if there's any leak anywhere in your pipes, the meter should keep running and the numbers will change. But if your meter reads the same number, then you can be reasonably assured that your pipes are okay and that they weren't damaged from the frozen pipe. But even if your meter still reads the same number after 30 minutes, there is still a slight potential that your pipes could develop some leaks in the near future, so you want to be on the lookout for a few things. Inspect your drywall for any water spots, or maybe some bulges might appear. Or in some instances, the drywall can actually feel soft. If you push against it, it doesn't feel like a solid wall. It will actually give a little bit. And if you feel any of those things or see any of those things, you might have a water leak and then you'd need to call a plumber and have them come and check it out. So keep your eyes peeled for any of these things. I hope that you found this solution to thawing a frozen pipe helpful. And if so, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you!